Okay, so let's talk about old school jiu-jitsu to be a strong side and a weak side. So say Dean's on my back. You know, day one jiu-jitsu, you're always taught harness. Never underhook, yeah, perfect. Never get taken. This is Dean's strong side, whereby I'll fall into the choking arm. Notice the way from our position, I'm in the head trap. Keep your connected. If I actually try to get my back on the mat, it's very, very difficult. See the way there's like a closed wedge here? There's no space for my head to move in. We just turn this way. Whereas, you know, we're always taught to go to the underhook side. Why? Because look, there's a massive space here, you know, that I can escape into. So once I push, I'm getting my head below Dane's head, and then I can start to beat the bottom hook, get my back on the mat, get my elbow, and most likely he's going to try and come up, and then I can hip out, and into. And again, let's switch positions. So then the big debate was how come the Danaher death squad, people were escaping to that side and they were tying up an arm and choking them out. In Danaher's back attack system, there is no strong or weak side. Both sides are neutral positions. They can finish from the strong side or they can finish from the weak side. He calls the strong side the overside or the underside. The reason, just turn this way, bro, a wee bit. The reason Dane can escape to this side is because of this space. You know, he's falling into this space, but that's just due to sloppiness, right? He's falling into the space between my hand and my shoulder and my head and his head. So in other words, if I actually brought my arm across and put my chin here, so as he falls, go. It's a closed circle. You know, there is no underhook side, if you know what I mean. So we want to be thinking about anytime we're on the back, we just need to be paying attention to what our hands are doing and what our feet are doing. There is no space, if Danaher calls it a closed loop. So in other words, when I'm in harness control, I have the head trap. When Dane tries to push himself that way, my hand is coming onto the shoulder and my chin comes over my head. Notice the way I've still got the head trap, and now from this position, if Dane tries to go into that space, there is no space. But I also want a closed loop on the bottom end, so I don't want hooks or he's going to beat my bottom hook, so we've already covered it. Just poster him out. That's all I'm doing there. So one more time on that. Just this way, perfect. Just butt scoop a wee bit more this way so I don't fall into that right here. So anytime we're here in the harness control and I feel Dane going this way, that's all I'm doing there. Closed loop at the bottom, my hand, instead of floating around here or here, is on the shoulder, and I cover that with my chin. We're ear to ear, there is no closed loop, there's no space for him to get his back onto the mat. So just a concept to think about when we eventually get into the whole straitjacket system. It works perfectly well no matter what side your opponent falls to.